Hello, David Evans, Global IoT Solution Architect with Robustel here. Today we're going to talk to you very briefly about RobustVPN. RobustVPN is a little hidden gem inside Robustel's cloud platform, and it gives you the ability to connect remotely not only to your Robustel router, but also to any devices connected to that router. So you can port forward, or you can use other VPN methodologies to reach equipment on the LAN side. It's cyber secure. It has a pay-as-you-go methodology, which makes the business case excellent. So without further ado, let's jump straight in. Okay, so here you can see a simplified network diagram of a typical robust VPN setup. So let's work our way backwards from the right-hand side. So we have the target devices. Here we've just given some examples. So here's a Raspberry Pi, which is kind of a placemark for any single board computer or embedded PC. IP camera as well is not uncommon for these sort of things to be connected. They connect over to the LAN interface of the routers. The routers, although they can use Ethernet and Wi-Fi, they will connect back over typically a cellular connection through the SIM provider's infrastructure out onto the internet. And then in the case of the router, it will build a robust VPN tunnel from the router back to Robustel's Microsoft Azure platform. So that secure AES encrypted tunnel is then up. When you want to make a remote connection inbound, you will run the RobustVPN client on your Windows or Linux PC, and then you make a very similar type of connection out through the internet into Microsoft Azure, Robustel's cloud platform, and basically it acts as a bit of glue in the middle. So the two ends of the connection come together there. And the great thing is once you've got those things in place, you can literally make connections to anything, anywhere. And it becomes very empowering for remote maintenance, because you can reach the router, but you can also reach any connected devices on the other end. So let's just have a quick look at the key features. So firstly, RobustVPN is pay-as-you-go. It's a really, really important commercial point, and that's why we've put it number one on the list. You do not need to pay lots of money to commit to so many licenses or years of service. You can literally light up a router for 1 month, do whatever you need to do, and let it revert back to the free license. So it's extremely flexible, and given that you'll generally only use it when there's an issue, for much of the time you can operate on the free tier. Now here's quite a neat thing that comes about by virtue of how the subnetting is done, is this system can support point-to-point links. So with a bit of routing logic put into the system appropriately, the Raspberry Pi can talk directly to that camera. And we actually have customers in the UK at the moment that are using this logic as fundamentally a 4G cable replacement solution across large areas, across campuses. And it's actually been very, very powerful from a business case perspective to be able to instantly light up a connection on a site where otherwise you might have to think about dragging fibre or copper cables from one place to another. Another subtle but very important point is that it doesn't matter what the internet connection type is. So as long as the router you choose from Robustel can support Wi-Fi, Ethernet, or cellular, this technology works over any. So one of the alternative solutions, which is very valid and works well, is to use a SIM card with fixed IP and a VPN associated with it. The only limitation there is you have to use a particular type of SIM card, Whereas with this solution, you can use a roaming SIM, a SIM from the high street, a local SIM in, if you're deployed in Africa, if tariff-wise, you might need to go and just buy one local SIM for a project. So that flexibility to build these VPN tunnels over any internet connection has proved to be very useful over the years. And as you would expect in this day and age, every piece of the architecture is fully cyber secure. Both Robustel's operating system and the cloud platform are penetration tested annually by Bulletproof in the UK. There's IEC 62443 and many other mechanisms to demonstrate cybersecurity, and Robustel are always happy to have that conversation if required. And just a final note to say that although most people use this with the Windows client, so you just install a free piece of software, it really dovetails nicely in. It's not just an off-the-shelf, like an off-the-shelf open VPN client. It's fully integrated with the Azure Active Directory environment. Elegant implementation. But the typical user would be Windows, but there's also Linux client, and there's actually a Linux server option that some people are using at the moment. So that's it in a nutshell. There is the RobustVPN architecture. Really powerful, really flexible for handling your equipment remotely. And the fact that it's pay as you go fundamentally is really the icing on the cake. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this quick pitch video on Robustel's RobustVPN technology. If you'd like more information, please reach out to sales@robustel.com, or of course you can look up these subjects on Robustel's website at robustel.com. That's all for today. Thanks very much. Bye for now.